The fourth obstacle that we identified, IT protocols and security. There's really two big components to this. The first is that as we shift towards more hybrid, again, there's going to be a big shift towards cloud and mobile applications. And that raises some issues for IT. And these are issues that have been around for a while. So thinking about mobile apps, do your employees download those directly from the store onto their company devices, onto their personal devices? Do you have security concerns and need to use an MDM provider, a mobile device management provider, where you can have a more secure delivery of mobile apps? Are you providing mobile devices, or are employees bringing their own? The age-old question of BYOD strategies. So there are a lot of things here to consider. You want to make sure that your IT team is really involved in your conversations as you're thinking about facilities technology, so that they're prepared to handle some of these challenges. Also, heightened security awareness. As everybody is leaving the building, it definitely raises some concerns for cyber attacks, just generally insecure data and information. So again, that close collaboration with IT to make sure that you are making great decisions for your facilities that also supports those goals for IT. And finally, IT asset management, I think, is maybe the one thing that everybody has struggled with this year, because so many physical IT assets literally left the building when the pandemic started. And so a lot of organizations are really struggling with, how do we maintain that long term? How do we get all those things back that left? So Rhonda, I know you've had some great experience with this particular challenge.
I did. I had to laugh. I was literally in a facility meeting watching a monitor walk out the door, and I was like, are we tracking that? And everyone was like, no. So, oh man, I just laughed. And we didn't want to restrict our employees from doing that, so we let it happen. But then we had to retrospectively go back and go, okay, what equipment left? When did it leave? And so we had to kind of take that step back and try and capture what had left the building. And we did that the best that we could, put that information into the system, marked it as checked out on, I think it was March 13th last year. Oh my gosh. And then we said, okay, how are we going to track this going forward? Because now we were starting to get the request. Now I need an additional monitor. Can I bring my chair home? And so we created a nice little request form right here, very quick to answer the basic questions IT or facilities needed to know something was leaving the building. We then were able to track when it was checked out and if it gets checked back in. This became critical as every company watched some employees leave and go work somewhere else. Okay, what equipment do they have at home? And check that back into our inventory. Make sure we're getting it back in. And then running those reports as needed to find out who has what, to ensure we were tracking this long term. And everybody, HR had access to this, IT had access to this. So the other aspect of this, outside of just the assets, was also looking from a security standpoint, or someone who's very visual, again, me. I want to be able to see what's open and closed, where's the capacity limit, all of that stuff. So if you have that ability to visualize that on day one and visualize it electronically versus in a PDF, a static PDF, because we all know how fast things change these days. Oh man, it changes too fast. Anyway, you'll be able to see this dynamically. So someone like me who has to manage this for my company, I'm going to be able to go in and dynamically change capacity, if it can go up or down, of our conference rooms, our collaboration spaces. I know this snapshot goes back to when we were initially trying to go back late last year, and we were going to do the 6-foot distancing for the desk opening, putting sanitization stations all over the place, indicating a quarantine space in case you felt sick, where do you go? And then also what rooms were going to be closed. Like, we didn't want people sitting at collaboration desks because it was too big, too many seats. So being able to do all of that was very helpful in being able to visualize it. Now, again, this is going to drastically change in the next few months as the realization of what we're really going to do keeps changing.